for your patience on this. As many of you saw on our way in, we are also taking yearbook photos tonight because everybody's here. So it's a great time to do that rather than sometime this spring trying to piece together a time where hopefully people are here and there's no big trips or tests or something going on. So we appreciate your patience and your cooperation on that, especially the people here in the center who we asked to get up and move. That made our lives much easier. All right, so welcome tonight. My name is Mr. Mike Thompson. I am the band director here at the high school. This tonight is our Region 2 AA contest concert. The reason that we call it that is that every year most high schools in the state of Minnesota will travel somewhere to be adjudicated by a panel of judges, and it will take your kids out of school 3+ days depending on when things happen and where they are and what the schedule of things is. That is a lot. So for us, we decide to do it in-house. We follow the same exact rules and regulations and procedures that the Minnesota State High School League prescribes, and we do it here in-house. Last Friday, January 31st, each ensemble had a clinician come in to work with them and give them a rating. That rating in the sheet that you see, or if you want to see it yourself, can be found. There's a QR code on your program, on the back of your programs, if you would like to scan that. The rating sheet is there if you would like to rate us yourselves. Tonight, though, is kind of the culmination of what is some of the most difficult work that we as directors put in front of the ensembles throughout the school year. Each ensemble has 2 pieces that we are going to play for you. And tonight you are going to see all 5 ensembles here at WHS. So, without further ado, please welcome my wonderful colleague, Miss Melanie Lloyd, and the Varsity Strains.
as Mr. Thompson said, the judges that we worked with were here on January 31st, or Friday. Varsity Strings that you just heard had a 40-minute session with Dr. Nicholas Sharma, and these students here got to work an hour and a half with Dr. Nicholas Sharma. He is the assistant conductor to the South Dakota Symphony, and he also directs the youth orchestras in Sioux Falls. So it was very much a pleasure and a gift for us to invite him here to Worthington and have him work, sharing his talents with us as a conductor. He's very accomplished, and one of our students boldly asked, "How old are you?" and what was the answer? 29. I was going to say 26, but he's earned his doctorate in conducting already, and he is a violinist, a string player. So we had the privilege of welcoming him here, and it is just a much better clinic for us, and our time well served when we can do that and bring the clinicians in. So we're so thankful to be able to do that. Varsity Strings had an excellent rating from him, and he encouraged the students to increase their dynamics and the first violins to sing through their melody lines and things in order to play out more lyrically. And for WHS Orchestra, they had one excellent rating and one superior rating for their Turning Point piece, and he asked us to work on transitions, which as a conductor, he was just very, very attuned to the students and our level and our abilities, and then worked and coached us and everything, and it was just a great clinic session. So thank you for being with us on this first day of winter, and we are so happy to be with you this evening to present these pieces, and WHS Orchestra will present two movements. So we have a slow first movement and a quick second movement, so don't applaud between. We'll go right into the next one, and then we'll share a second piece with you called Turning Point. Thank you for your kind attention, and this is WHS Orchestra. music department loves multitasking. Thank you for that shift. We create our space for each performing group, and it's really wonderful to have the 20 sound shells in order to have a music ensemble in the gym. It becomes our acoustical performing hall. So thank you for your patience. I welcome you to have you welcome Ms. Carrie Johnson and the varsity choir. And we are so delighted to have these students and then concert choir up. And Carrie will probably share with you about the clinician they got to work with also on January 31st to Friday. Please welcome Carrie Johnson and the varsity choir.
I'll give you our quick blurb, and then we'll just go ahead and try to be as seamless as possible between ensembles. On Friday the 31st, our choirs were fortunate to work with Dr. Andrew Robinette from South Dakota State University. He worked with the students on phrasing, on building their tone, unifying vowels, and in general working to be as expressive as possible with their music. I'm very proud of both ensembles for earning superior ratings in their clinic session. And we also have 3 students to acknowledge out of this group. On Friday this week, we have 9 students from the choir program who will be traveling to Minneapolis for 9th and 10th grade ACDA honor choir, as well as for an all-state reunion. 3 of those students are in this ensemble, so please join me in congratulating Naftali Orozco Hernandez, Annabelle Harwood, and Loeke Pa Emu. And without any further ado, this is Varsity Choir.
My name is Ruby Hedges. Our first piece tonight is Lineage by Andrew Ramsey. Lineage tells the story of the amazing woman who came before us and built a world where girls and women can do and be anything they want to be.
just a very short costume change for this second one. You will see why in a moment.
describes the beauty of traditional Malaysian wow or kite. The rounded bottom shape, like a half moon, is called bulan. Our performance combines music and movement in the Dikir Barat style.
All right, our concert choir also earned superior ratings at their festival on Friday the 31st. And we have some students in this ensemble to acknowledge before we get started. We have 2 additional 910 honor choir students, Braden Meester and Joachim Cristobal. Please give them a round of applause. Additionally, we have 4 students attending their honor choir reunion. Aiden Harwood, Susanna Schway, Ayana Leovan, and Reagan Phelps. Please give them a round of applause. And the music department is proud to claim 2 AAA award students this year. They are in multiple ensembles, but please join me in congratulating Isaac Kinzer and Hannah McNabb. This is concert choir.
My name is Bella Liu. Our first piece tonight is Tu Sangre en la Mía by Sean Kirchner. The poem written by Pablo Neruda describes a marriage over the course of a lifetime. The beginning duet represents the early days of the relationship, when love is new and easy. The music changes mood and becomes stormy in the middle of the piece to reflect the challenges that comes with relationships. And finally, we return to the simple duet at the end of the piece as the poet reflects on his life with his true love.
Aquí está el pan, el vino, la mesa, la morada, el menester del hombre, la mujer y la vida. A este sitio corría la paz vertiginosa. Por esta luz ardió la común quemadora. Honor a tus 2 manos que vuelan preparando los blancos resultados del canto y la cocina. Salve la integridad de tus pies corredores. Viva la bailarina que baila con la escoba. Aquellos bruscos ríos con aguas y amenazas. Aquel atormentado pabellón de su espuma. Aquellos incendiarios paneles y arrecifes. Son hoy este reposo de tu sangre la mía. Esta causa estrellado y azul como la noche. Esta simplicidad sin fin de la ternura.
Here is the bread and wine, the table of the house, the needs of a man, of a woman, of life. To this place peace rushed in, spinning round and round, to make this light a shared fire burned. Hail to your 2 hands that fly, making the white creations of kitchen and song. Hail the virtue of your busy feet, long live the ballerina who dances with her broom. Those rough rivers with their currents and threats, those tormented pavilions of foam, those hives and reefs of foam. Today they are this respite of your blood and mine, this path, star-strewn and blue as night, this endless simplicity of tenderness.
name is Aidan Harwood. Today, our second piece is Please Stay by Minnesota composer Jake Runestad. It will feature our soloist for the evening, Reagan Phelps. Please Stay was written in 2016. Runestad was inspired to write this piece in response to the work of a non-profit organization called To Write Love on Her Arms. Their 2016 campaign for World Suicide Prevention Day was titled, "And So I Kept Living." Using the hashtag #IKeptLiving, thousands of individuals who battle depression shared their stories on Twitter as to why they chose life over death. The spoken text at the end of the piece is taken from these very same tweets. If you are struggling with depression or thoughts of suicide, we encourage you to reach out for help, because hope is real.
say about me reflects who they are, not who I am.
It's okay to be a work in progress.
Sharing our feelings doesn't make you weak.
Some days are still such a struggle.
All I can think about is Nathan. I wish he kept living.
I decided to ask for help instead of going through it alone.
It hurt like hell, but I did it.
One person took the time to listen and understand. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Thank you for hanging in there with us tonight. It is a testament to these students, as you can see, just how many of them do more than one music discipline. And thank you for the patience that it takes to move us back and forth, but we are so proud of our students and grateful that they are able to do that. Before I introduce our last group, I want to say thank you to our staff and administration at Worthington High School for supporting music, our custodial staff that helps us set up and tear down, and to our organization, our booster organization, WAMBO, to Worthington Cable 3. We thank you all so much for your support, and mostly to parents for continuing to encourage students in music and students for continuing to play and sing. We love every second we get to spend with you, and we are so proud of you. It is my pleasure to introduce our last performing group this evening. Please welcome to the stage the Worthington High School Trojan Band under the direction of Mr. Mike Thompson.
Thank you. Well, that first work was called Fearless by a wonderful composer out of Texas named Carol Britton Chambers. She is still actively writing, composing, teaching, and making music down in Texas. That work was about getting outside of your comfort zone, being fearless, finding that space to be more than what you normally are. And towards the end, you really feel that. It's kind of in a box, it's got this funky groove, and then at the end, it opens up into this really, really beautiful extended melody towards the end. Before we get into our last piece, I've got a couple of people that I want to honor. I'm not going to name them all individually because there's lots of them, but we're going to do two groups. First, can I have those of us that were selected and performed with the Minnesota State University Mankato Honor Band stand up, please? You guys can take a seat. These individuals went up to Minnesota State University Mankato a couple of weeks ago and performed in two massive ensembles, performing quite a few different works throughout the day. The next group, please, if you were selected to perform in the Southwest Minnesota Band Directors Association Honor Band in Marshall, can you please stand up? This group had a similar story where they were selected, they went up to Marshall and they worked with multiple different clinicians over several large bands throughout the entire day. And both honor bands, you guys can take a seat, thank you. It was a wonderful day of music for both days. For a couple of them, they were back-to-back days, Friday and Saturday, and there was a good 5 or 6 of them that were in both. So hats off to you guys, that's a lot of music making in 2 days. This next piece, 1812 Overture by Pyotr Tchaikovsky, is a piece that a lot of you will know. This piece was originally written to commemorate the War of 1812, in which the Russians liberated themselves from France in the Russian Revolution, and when they defeated Napoleon Bonaparte. Since then, originally written for orchestra, since then it has been adapted for choirs, for bands, for everything. And it has turned into, especially in America, a patriotic piece. This piece is often played, and actually is played in Washington, D.C. every single year by the Pershing Zone Army Band. This piece was originally written to use cannons, real live action cannons in the percussion section. And in Washington, D.C., they still use a regiment of 7 howitzer cannons that they stick about half a mile away, and they fire them during parts of this piece. Can we have our cannon people back there raise their hand? We have multiple of them. Go ahead and raise your hand, guys, all 4 of you. We obviously can't put cannons in the gym. I don't think the fire marshal would like that. So instead, we have 4 bass drums playing as loud as they can possibly play without putting a hole in the drum. All right? So please enjoy 1812 Overture. Thank you all for coming. Please drive home safely in this nasty weather, and we really appreciate you taking